All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call I'm La, Alahayna, wa Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Harakak I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who will teach well, and heart Shalom to the elect. All right, it's your brother Karat is our back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai. And we're just going to take a look at the pride of this devil, okay? And when I say the devil, I mean Esau, Edom, okay? But more specifically, looking at Donald Trump, okay? All right, and before that, I want to get this precept. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" All right, this is Esau Edom speaking in his pride. All right, what we're about to look at, okay? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. All right, the Lord is going to bring Esau Edom down, okay? All right, and it reminds me of another scripture, but I'm going to get it in a minute. So let's play this.
Is next.
Cuba.
Is Cuba, whatever you do with the military there, it seems like something. Will that look more like Iran or Venezuela?
Can't tell you that. I can tell you that they're talking to us. It's a failed nation. They have no money, they have no oil, they have no nothing. They have nice land. They have nice landscape, you know. It's a beautiful island. I think Cuba, I don't know, in its own way, for tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change, you know. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now.
When you say Cuba,
All right, there's a lot that he said in there. So money was the one reason, all right, that they're in a poor state. Resources, oil is another reason that they're in a poor state. Right now, there's no electricity within that country, okay? He mentioned the land as a resource is a very beautiful land, all right? And then he mentioned taking it, okay? Let's go here. Take something. All right, to take means in a verb sense to grip, seize by force, lay hold of. And he's going to use the military to do so, all right? He's going to use Delta Force, Special Forces, whatever, all right? Infantry, whatever, all right? He's going to use his military to take it, okay? To seize it by force and by the force of the sword. Because that is his blessing, okay? Let's get that right quick. This is Genesis chapter 27 and verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So Esau Edom is ruling by the sword. So when you live by the sword, you living with it in regards to what you do with it, how you rule, how you reign. There's that saying, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Let's look this up. Live by the sword, die by the sword. It says means that those who use violence, aggression, or ruthless methods to gain power or success will eventually be destroyed by those same methods. All right, that's a good one. All right, the Wadi Habashim al for that. And Esau Edom lives by the sword, okay? All right, he's going to take the land, okay? So, let me see. Let me get, I think it's Malachi. Because Esau Edom think nobody's going to bring him down, okay? But the Lord's going to bring him down like we just read. All right, let's see. I thought it was Malachi. Oh, yeah, it's Malachi 1. All right, this is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edith saith, we are in promise, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. Okay? So my point in reading that is the Lord's going to bring Esau down, as I was reading in Obadiah 1 and 3 and 4. Esau's talking like, hey, I'm the best of the best, you know? And in this time he is, because he's in the rulership seat. But the Lord's going to be the one to bring him down, okay? Let's just look at some of these news clippings. Right? I'm not going to go into it, like read them all, but it says here, Trump administration seeks to remove Cuba's president from power during negotiations. There you go. Say you can take it. All right, they're going to take the land, take the resources, take over the people. All right, and use it to whatever they want to do. You seen what he tried to do with Greenland. You seen what he did in Venezuela by removing their power president. You seen what he's doing in Iran currently, and now he's going to move over to Cuba. It says Trump says he can do anything I want with Cuba. That's what he said. We just saw the clip. All right, and this is Pride talking. It says here, as Trump floats taking Cuba Island's president warns any aggression will be met with impregnable resistance. All right, people are tired of America, man. All right. Trump uses taking Cuba as island's power grid collapses after weeks of U.S. oil blockade. You see, this is how he's weakening Cuba. All right, that blockade of oil. All right. Keeping the people in a lower state. They don't have any money, like he mentioned. They don't have any resources, oil. Okay, you don't have oil, you don't have gas, you can't produce electricity in this instance, okay? All right. And look, here you go, right? Let me go to Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. And those that are going to run, they're going to run to the Lord because they see the prophecies and they read them out of the Bible and they see them coming to pass, okay? It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right? Prophecies are not going to tarry. All right? World War III is not going to tarry. All right? Mark of the Beast is not going to tarry. All right? Deliverance and salvation is not going to tarry. Verse 4 and 5 is the point. behold, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Let's read in the NLT. It says, look at the proud. They trust in themselves and they live their lives, and their lives are crooked, but the righteous will live by their faithfulness to Yahweh. It says here, verse 5, it says, yea, also because it is in the KJV, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. This is what he's doing when he's saying that he's going to take Cuba. All right, let's read in the NLT. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. You heard him mention the land over there, right? And a couple times in the video. It says they open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death they are never satisfied. In their greed they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. This is what Esau is doing. All right, let's go over here to, I think it's Isaiah 14. All right, this is Isaiah 14 and 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, the son of the morning? How art thou cut down, which didst weaken the nations? All right, let's read that in NLT. It says, how are you fallen from heaven, O shining star of the morning? You've been thrown down to the earth, you who destroy the nations of the world. And this is what Esau Edom doing, right? We just read or looked at the little clip right here, the little news clipping. It says here, Trump muses over taking Cuba as island's power grid collapses after weeks of U.S. oil blockade. That's weakening the nations, all right, in one instance, because of the blockades, because of the war that's going on, because of them just being the devil, all right? Verse 13, it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, I will ascend above the heights of the cloud, I will be like the Most High, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Then it's like they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms, that made the earth as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not his house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, even every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. All right, this is what Esau Edom is going to go through. This is what he's doing, weakening the nations, making the earth to tremble with the rockets, the missiles, right? The military might, the money, right? But the Lord's going to bring them down, like I had read in Obadiah and in Malachi 1, okay? But the Lord's in charge. The Lord's going to allow Esau Edom, more specifically Donald Trump, all right, to do what the Lord's going to allow him to do. And whatever the Lord's is going to allow him to do, it's going to lead to prophecy for being fulfilled, okay? Because Russia could get involved. You see here in this clip, Russia responds after Trump says he plans to take Cuba. All right, and it says here, look, they are a very weakened nation right now. Rubio says Cuba needs to get new people in charge as U.S. Ratchets pressured. Same thing that they said in Venezuela. Same thing that they're saying in Iran. All right, but it's only for the resources that they have over there. Trump mentioned land a couple of times, but don't trust this devil, man. Lord wills edify to the next time. Shalom.